Hello. Just a few thoughts I had this morning that really resonated coherence with me. And when something is the truth, it sets me free. I can see clearly. And it makes me the best man I can be. And that's what I desire, not just for me, but for we, because we're one. I desire for you to experience your victory in the human experience, your highest vibration of life and love, your highest level of alignment. And this truth that I'm going to present to you right now seems very, very simple, but in actuality, this reality that I'm going to share is very, very necessary for the awakening that the human experience is. The human experience is simply light, remembering that it's light, and then getting to shine bright through a body. God remembering who God is, Divinity experiencing divinity in a body. Tasting it, smelling it, touching it, feeling it. From unconsciousness to consciousness, healing it, or birthing it. We might call it healing, but really it's just birthing, from one reality to another, from one level of alignment, of actuality to another. And so religion is a lower level of consciousness, truth, lowercase t, that is aiming at truth, capital T. And it is a step to and towards divinity if it is received as such. If religion is received as a totality or as actuality, then it's missing the intimacy of relationship with spirit or with self, capital S, higher self or source or God. And we know that that's not by any means the goal. The goal is not to stay in rules and regulations, but many need rules and regulations because they're so out of control and they're in such lack of illumination, walking around in the darkness, hurting themselves and hurting others all day long, possessed by their lusts and their perverted passions. And it's not wrong. It's very, very strong. That pull, that feeling, that unsanctified desire that I call want. And it's very, very difficult to get out of when that's literally all you know as you learn how to grow. But that's the step. That's step one. And it's probably the step that's the least fun in finding out that you're the one. So this lines up with lots of Christendom, where there is a law first, and then love is introduced because love fulfills all of the law. So when I'm in unconsciousness, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm from, and I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost. I don't know myself. I don't know life. I don't know love. I don't know God. I don't know my inclusion with one love. I needed laws. And need is not a word in my lexicon of light that aligns with the way, capital W, of life, because it's not the greatest level of alignment. Need represents lack, but in unconsciousness, there is an active illusion of lack. Lack of awareness of love, lack of awareness of what our spirit is leading us to do. And that is why we go through these lower levels of love and these contradictions of love, which are invitations to become love and align with love. Without an opportunity to grow in love, 99.9%, if not all people, would not grow in love. Yeah, it's a supply and demand mechanic. That is if there is no pain, there is no pleasure mechanic. It's all one. It's all coming from one presence, one energio of life, or Christ, or prana, or God. And hey, Avery, if you're going to use that, do you want to use it to try to get some of the sticks and leaves out? Thank you so much. Hanging out here with my daughter. Say hi, Avery. At the Get Recovered house.
I can't hear you.
That's okay. Just those little ones. And so, in a lot of ways, maybe not way capital W, but in a lot of ways, we needed, because of the illusion of lack and the lack of illumination and the lack of relationship with spirit, the lack of awareness of love, which we are all of those things. We are consciousness.
Love you.
We are consciousness. We are awareness. We are love. We are light. We are truth. But outside of alignment with our higher self or our spirit, we are in unconsciousness. We are in a very low level of consciousness, which is still consciousness. We are still one with God. We are still the life of God that has chosen to be in a body. But we need rules and regulations on some level, which is all religion is. Religion is rules and regulations, trying to put a figure to the Father and the frequency, the Father, Mother, and the frequency of life. And trying to put an equal sign next to it. You know what I mean? Like 1 + 1 is 2, you know? But the highest truth, capital T, is you can't understand divinity. You can understand and experience divinity through a resonation of coherence from divinity in you, because deep calls unto deep. And really, divinity doesn't need you to have the right information, but desires for you to be in the vibration so that you can be a walking impartation of God, of God's goodness, of God's higher levels of love and life and light, so you can bring illumination, so that you can bring healing, so you can bring harmony, so that you can bring heaven prevalently into the human experience of everybody and everywhere you go, including people, but also including places. Plants and animals and everything is groaning for the sons of God to be made manifest. For us as portals of God's presence to be in alignment so that this place can experience oneness and unconditional love, which is God's best, which is going to bring effortless life and flow and GNO to the whole family of humanity. And it's going to give us all a life of Sabbath rest, where we're already in victory, we're already perfect, and we're just here to live and love and shine, because there is no time. There's only the eternal, never-ending now. Every moment is a miracle. I mean, we are the move of God. It's so beautiful.
We have 2 houses now.
We have 2 houses now. We steward 2 houses now for
The recovery house.
for love. Yeah, the recovery house. And and so so the law was needed for the unfolding of humanity as humanity discovers and remembers its divinity. Because I mean, if you've never very cool, baby, don't touch it. If you've never had the truth about a stove, or the truth of the mechanics of heat, or the truth of the experience of being burned, someone coming up to you and saying, hey, don't touch that. Don't touch that. You will get burned. And you're like, well, burned? What does that mean? You know? What does that mean? I don't know what burn means. You know, just like when we use a language that lines up with a lexicon of light, we're like, hey man, that's impartation from the highest vibrations of Christ in you, the hope of glory, because you are God's glory and you're a continuation of the incarnation of Christ's story. You're literally the manifestation of divinity in humanity. You are one with God. There is no separation. It's all an illusion. God just wants your participation. You just say yes to the Spirit. Are you in the GNO? Can you hear it? Like when we're using all that language, it's like, man, it's awesome. It's fun. It's alive and active. People can feel it experientially, but they don't necessarily know informationally what it means. And so being able to just use words that regulate and give some control to their out of control life because they don't know who they are is a step in the unfolding of truth. So religion is a step in the unfolding of truth. And then obviously religion will turn into relationship as you honor. Can you give me a second, Avery, please? Thank you so much, baby. Avery, can you please go over there? You jumping around and stuff and doing all that is a little bit distracting, okay? Avery, last time I'm going to ask you. Thank you. So we needed, for lack of a better word, that's not the highest language that lines up with the lexicon of light in my life right now, but it helps paint a picture, you know, like, why don't touch the stove is because I love you. And so on some level, that lesser level of love and life that the law brings is there to protect us from the spirit of stupid, which we are all in when we have no illumination, when we have no revelation, when we have no participation in our relation with the Spirit. And so we needed that. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It's just a lesser love and a lesser part of life. And when I say lesser, I don't even mean like necessarily levels. It's just an unfolding. It's just a different experience. It's just a different part of the now, you know? It's just a different manifestation of eternity in your body, in form, from frequency, from the source. Yeah? So give yourself a break, you know, like there is greater love, you know, and the law of love supersedes and fulfills all of the laws of the 10 Commandments, all of the laws of every religion, all of the illusions of lack that we walk in when we're not in alignment with love, when we're not walking in alignment with truth. But for somebody to be in agreement with truth and to understand the mechanics of burning, understanding the mechanics of a stove, to go up to somebody who has no illumination of those truths as they're about to touch the stove and hurt themselves or kill themselves or overdose or kill somebody else because they're in unconsciousness, fill in the blank for the extreme things that humans do in unconsciousness, and for us to go, let me turn off that stove, don't touch that stove. I know how it works. I'm in alignment with the truth. I'm in freedom from burning myself anymore. You are in unconsciousness right now, and that's okay. That's part of the process of the way. Unfolding your perfect path and progressing forward into greater levels of awareness of the present moment, which is the gift of love and life and light and divinity and Christ and your presence, your higher self, your spirit. You are the body of God too. I don't really understand that. Okay, so for now, don't touch that stove. And if you do touch that stove, guess what? It's beautiful. It's going to work for your good. There's going to be beautiful feelings and emotions that affect your energy and motion, that is part of your life, that has a lesson for you to learn. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. You get to do it as much or as little as you want. You know, and this is where we drift into a lot of Christendom has a lot of things that help in the process, you know. Jesus said all things are permissible. You can do whatever you want. Doesn't that sound like the love and light truths? Doesn't that sound like the unconditional love, freedom? Doesn't that sound like we are all the one unfolding as the one in form from frequency, divinity as humanity? I mean, it's beautiful. all things are permissible, but not all things are profitable. And your path, following the presence of your spirit or truth, is perfect to begin to tell yourself the truth that it's not profitable to touch the stove, you know? And so there's a place for all of these things, and none of them are wrong. So anybody that is, radically coming against anything doesn't understand that everything, doesn't have a revelation that everything, doesn't have an activation that everything is here for our good, that everything is part of God's omnipresence, or God is not omnipresent and God is not good. And I just refuse to align with anything but God being love, but God being one. Why? Because the people that walked in the highest manifestation of love and light and life and freedom and fun with the one, they all aligned with that. Bob Marley aligned with that. My mentor Ramon from Peru aligns with that. The very, very few men of God I look up to and women of God that I look up to align with that. And so I just want to get on here and encourage you guys that there's this really big freedom that we can have if we will cease fighting anything and anyone. And that's the impartation I have for you today from my vibration of life and love, that I pray is high enough to pull you up and into a greater manifestation and a greater reality, getting you out of duality, no separation, no right and wrong, no condemnation, no accusation, no expectation, no obligation. No. Those may have served you at one point to help regulate you or rule you, but now your spirit rules you. Now your relationship with your higher self, runs this body, runs this mind. And it's so much fun, and there's so much freedom when you are aligned with the love that you are and that's all around you. And you cease fighting everything and everyone, because this is all the one in many different faces and frequencies and vibrations. Yeah? Awesome. Anyway, that was what I was meditating and contemplating this morning, and that's what I desired from my divinity to overflow and express to you and impart to you. Yeah. So we need not cease fight anything and anyone. We let go of need. We let go of obligation. We let go of have to. We let go of rules and regulations, because we have relationship with our spirit. We can feel it, we can see it, we can hear it. Love, lead us today as we align more with the way, capital W, of truth, capital T, which is inside of me, because I am divinity. Yeah. We are divinity. Just say that. I am divinity. I am love. I am life. I am light. I am grace. I am peace. I am ease. I let go of the need to fight anything or anyone or to appease. I let go. I am the flow. I am the GNO of the Spirit. I am the body of God. Amen and aho. Let it be so. I love you. I love you. I love you. This video has changed your life forever. Many of you right now, as I'm speaking and as you're feeling your spirit, it's activating things inside of you. It's healing things in your body and in your life. Yeah, right now, many of you are being healed. Many of you are being healed right now. Right now, yeah. There's more harmony in your hearts. There's less voice from the frequencies of the seeds and sounds of things that have been done around you. You thought it was to you, but really it was just around you. Yeah. So you are free. You are free. Your job today is to just be. Just be. Yeah. And as you just be, you'll begin to see with clarity more of your divinity in you and around you and to you and through you. I love you. I love you with all of my heart. Yeah. You guys have a good one. Love you guys.